welcome to another edition of H. Paul Models. Breaking the norm here, I'm going to do something with these figures. I bought these as a job lot a couple of years back. I can't remember why I bought them. They are, I think, 1/48 scale-ish. They are quite frankly very poor quality, but with a bit of cleaning up, a bit of filler, I can probably do something with them. I've got a few there, there's a few more laying around. I've got this old base that I've had for quite some time, so I'm figuring something country-ish, campfire, gathering type thing. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to have a little play about, see what I can do with these figures. And yeah, it'd be nice to have a little change from doing military models, I think. So, let's go! These figures have mould lines. They have injection moulding, divots, all this sort of thing. So I'm just going to tidy them up as best I can. So he's got quite a bad mould line in his head there, if you can see that. I'm just going to trim it as best I can, work it down with a scalpel. Probably going to give him earache. So yeah, I'm going to tie these figures up, get them to some point where I can do something with them. He's missing part of his neck. I don't nick out a bit of his neck. But yeah, he's got a clean face, and he's wearing a shirt and tie, suit type thing. So yeah, it's just injection moulding there where his hands would be. If you could see that or not in the camera, hopefully you can. It's just not particularly good. So I might put something in his hands, something like that. There's another guy here who's walking. He's got a teddy boy quiff, I suppose you call it. And he's wearing a denim shirt and trousers and whatnot. But again, he's cursed with mould lines and bits that are gouging out of his neck that's just got to be cleaned up. So yeah, I'm going to carry on cleaning these characters up. Then I'm going to decide some sort of layout for them all. And then we'll get to painting, moulding some filler, putting some trees, maybe some bushes around. I might even do LED effect fire, I'm not sure yet. Let's just play with the concept and not follow instructions for once. What? Oh, crikey. Alright. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm afraid a technical issue has stopped me painting my figures. So for the skin colours, I've developed my own paint with Humbrol skin flesh. I think it's 97 or something. I've used a bit of red and a bit of white from my starter pots, and I've got that, which is about as close as I can get to my own skin colour. I think that's about right. So anyway, I'm going to give it a go and see how it comes out. So starting with someone who hasn't got a lot of detail on him. This little chap here. There we go. Looks more like Herman Munster. He's not exactly the Fonz, is he? So giving it a little tiny bit. That's not too bad. It always dries a bit different as it goes on. So we'll just have to see what he looks like when he's painted. I am probably the world's worst figure painter. Not figure skater, because I can't skate either, but probably the world's worst figure painter. I have very little patience. My hands are way too shaky. And yeah, that's just, I need to practice. That's why I'm doing this as well, because for one of my projects that is up and coming, there's going to be a lot of crew to paint. So I want to make sure that I can get this as good as I possibly can. Yeah, I think he's all right. Not too bad. Anyway, let's do the next one. This little hiker's got a bit of, there we go, getting him done. So I'm going to do this one, then I'm going to carry on with the rest. And I'll do a group photo so you can see them all when they're finished. I think it's coming out a little bit better than the first. As I said, well, I'm not very good at this. But one thing I will say, I was very impressed with that paint I put on for his denim shirt. That's come out really well. So yeah, I'm happy with his shirt, definitely. Yeah, let's carry on doing his arms. Bit of a beefy chap, I think. Yeah, he wouldn't be a big bear in the woods and come across him, would you? Cool. Don't know who'd come off worse, to be honest. Yeah, get him painted. Yeah, you have to excuse my painting on figures. I am not very good at all. He's got a watch as well, which I'm going to try and put on when I'm nearer the end of the project. Build, whatever you guys call it in modelling world. I call it fun. Yeah, so there we go. He's now done. I'm quite pleased with that flesh colour. It's just not too bad at all. Yeah, so I'll carry on with the rest. Got this hyper geezer here and 3 ladies, and then I'll do a group shot. moving on with the picnicking diorama in the woods type thing, I want to introduce a dry stone wall. Now, this was a trick that I learnt from another YouTuber, a YouTube god in my opinion. He goes by the handle of Steam Geezer. It's basically stone chippings soaked in a glue and then poured into a mould, Lego blocks lined with Vaseline so the glue doesn't stick to the Lego blocks. You can peel them off, and yeah, it makes a really nice drywall effect. So that's my next thing to do. Some of the bricks I'm going to put onto the fireplace around here as well to build that up, and I shall build up the flames later on in the video. So yeah, dry stone wall there. I thought maybe some logs for the characters to stand around, sit on, interact with, trees somewhere else, and then the green patch, which is the base for the grass. I shall add a grass effect towards the end of the build. So onwards and upwards. So there we go. The scene is set. I've done a collapsed building type drywall thing. There's logs to put on the fire. There's a dry stone wall there, which I've already explained. And the fireplace itself, I've got the two LEDs and the logs coming out. In fact, I'm going to turn that on now, make sure they still work, because I haven't tested them and I've just soaked them in my PVA Mod Podge mix. Out with the wood effect on there. The yellow's outshining the red, but I'll dampen that down with some cotton or something. Yeah, I've got a collapsed wall, dry stone wall, logs by the fireplace. I'm not quite sure if the scale will match. I think it will. Doesn't look too bad against the characters. I mean, I've got this one I'd like to stick on top of that wall overlooking the whole scene. Because, yeah, he's like the main camper geezer, I suppose. And then I've got this one, this lovely young lady here, I've got to try and sit on over those logs or somewhere around the scene. So, yeah, we'll let that go off, let it cure, and then we can carry on with the grass effect and other things. So here I am adding what I call greenery effect. It's basically ground parsley, because it's cheap, from, I think it was Aldi, I can't remember now, but it's only a few pence. And yeah, I just ever so gently splodge on some PVA in between the feet of that geezer, and then all round there, splodge it on over where I've already painted green. I do quite large patches at a time because it's just easier. What I tend to do is let the PVA go tacky, then drop the leaves onto it, or parsley onto it. I said leaves, grass, whatever. So yeah, it's just to give it that effect of some sort of greenery. I could use static grass, but I just haven't got the funds, to be fair, at the moment. Not within my budget. My modelling is very much whatever's available to a budget, say from um, budget stores, Poundland, whatever. So yeah, anyway, yeah, so with the ground parsley, I just basically sprinkle it onto the PVA. Anywhere will do, because remember it's green underneath, so it's, if there's patches, it's not a big disaster. So yeah, just add the green effect. What I shall do later is thin some PVA down with some alcohol and just spread it on top of the greenery to hold it in place before I get the airbrush and give it a bit of a blow to make sure any loose stuff's off. So yeah, just let it all settle in. Oh, knocked her over. I'll just set her in with PVA, see. So yeah, just oh, she's not going to stand up now, is she? Come on, love, you're keeping warm by the fire. Don't be so daft. That's it. And now we just carry on. So hopefully the parsley will only stick where there's glue. That's the plan. So yeah, let's I shall crack on. I've got a confession to make. I was doing a build video for the campsite, and I was editing the video, and I deleted it. Oops. Anyway, I'll go through what I've done. We can look at the model, and yeah, I'll discuss what I did, how I did it, and then we'll finish the video. So here is the finished model, diorama, whatever you call it. I've done a sort of plane crash type diorama. So 6 survivors, 3 men, 3 women. There's pleasing little doggies in there. Found him in a Tamiya animal set. I got some old seats from a Sea King model, 172 scale. I figured 2 not out of scale. The guys are wearing Tamiya. I think they were 148 scale backpacks, maybe 135. I can't remember now. The flashing LEDs, and then there's some jerry cans from a 148 Revell truck that I built donkeys ago, and some wheels from a plane, 148 scale again, that I've just shown as holding down the tarp, if you will, and the rope holding it. There's logs, I think they're from Hobbycraft, bought for me for Christmas a few years back, never intention of using them. Done some weathering on the parsley to make that look a bit more downtrodden, and some of the girls are wearing blankets. Now this material here, I made that from the film type tissue that comes from decals. This was from one from years ago. I think it was actually a 148 scale Blenheim that's in my display cabinet. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with the outcome actually. The fire, the people standing around talking, the little piggy down there. Yeah, it just goes to show what you can do with a little bit of scratch building, really, I suppose. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, if you don't mind, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.